Good Thursday morning to you. I'm 11 Alive weather impact meteorologist Melissa Nora. Blue skies are back again today for the second day in a row. And we had a crisp start this morning, getting all the way down to 47 in Atlanta, our coldest morning that we've seen since last April. So chilly start, but the big story this morning breaking is our drought update. So the Drought Monitor comes out every single Thursday morning. It's based on data on Tuesdays, and you can see here we now have this bullseye of red on the south side of the metro. This is a level D3 extreme drought. So this has returned to Atlanta, part of Atlanta and the metro, for the first time since 2019. Of course, last year we did have some level D3 drought in the northwestern corner of the state. There have been other moments of drought in the last 5 years that have touched other areas of the North Georgia region in that D3 level. But for this kind of metro area, this is our first D3 extreme drought that we've seen since 2019. So you can see last week we had that D2. It expanded a little bit in coverage, and then this week we see now that level D3, which has moved into the south side of the metro. Also, it's been very persistent across southwestern Georgia over the last few weeks. I want to zoom in this drought monitor a little bit closer and read for you some of the counties that are in it. So you can see here, it's southeastern Douglas County, southern Fulton County, the western portion of Clayton County, a very small western tip of Henry County, including by Echo Park Speedway, also throughout Fayette County, western Spalding, Pike, eastern Meriwether, and eastern Coweta counties, all included in that level D3 extreme drought. As of now, the stream flows are running low. That means all of the rivers, they're running much drier than what they would normally do this time of year from the lack of rainfall. But we're really looking on for, do we need water restrictions or not, is the water reservoir levels. Those are what kind of fuel and give us our water supply in times of drought. You think about Allatoona Lake, Lake Lanier, Lake West Point Lake out in Troup County. You know, a lot of our main bodies of water that can supply water during these times of drought, the water reservoirs, are still okay. But I was looking on some of the charts that the Georgia Department of Natural Resources put out, the Environmental Protection Division, and West Point Lake out in Troup County, that one has slumped to levels close to what they were in kind of 2011. So we do have to watch these water supplies very closely. Just be mindful about watering. You know, if you're seeding the yard or something like that, you know, even though you want to water it every day, be very smart about it. If you can avoid doing that and water it every 3 days or something, that would be much more helpful for conserving water. And just remember about being smart when you're washing your hands, brushing your teeth, doing the dishes. Don't just leave the water running for no reason. Try to conserve that water the best that you can, to be mindful stewards of our natural resources. Now, we do have some better rain chances on the way by the end of the weekend and start to next week. Here is the rainfall comparison for the American and the European over the next 7 days, and you can see both of them are showing some areas in North Georgia getting an upwards of 1 inch of rainfall. The European model is a little bit more robust in those rainfall amounts than the American model on the left. The European model is going kind of a good 1 to 3 inches area wide. The American model on the left side of the screen has generally ½ inch to 1 inch over the metro. And then again, it's that northeastern corner of the state under the influence of our wedge that'll be building in at that point that has the higher rainfall amounts. Here's what's going to happen. We are still dry to start the weekend. By early next week, and the end of the weekend rather, we have this wedge starting to build in east of the Appalachian Mountains. You see where these are lines of constant pressure called isobars on our map. They're kind of starting to kink a little bit or come to like a V. Okay, that's when we see the wedge building in a northeast wind. It cools our temperatures down. And as we see moisture working on top of it, it kind of reinforces that cooler weather and it saturates us and it keeps us wet, wet, wet when we see the moisture working over. Where's the moisture coming from? Well, it's this little weather system to the west. It's going to be diving in from Texas. And we get these southern stream systems in the winter months. If we were 20 degrees colder, we would be talking about flirting with wintry weather in the overnights. We're not. So it's just rain, but this southern stream track, this is like classic winter time where the jet stream sometimes tracks down through central and southern Georgia. And watch this coming through. It's pulling the moisture Sunday morning to our west, and then by Sunday late afternoon and evening, it's sending the rain in our direction. So that rain will move in starting Sunday afternoon. Then it gets more intense. At times it could be, a little bit heavier. With this kind of setup, though, with the wedge, we would see that the stronger storm aspect and the possibility of stronger storms would be south of the low, south of the wedge. So if we're going to see stronger storms later on Sunday, it's likely to be in southwestern Alabama, southeastern Alabama, southwest Georgia, and through the Florida Panhandle. And then that chance of strong storms, as long as the wedge is in place, would stay south of our area altogether. Notice Monday morning, so I'll backtrack to Monday morning, still a lot of heavy rain moving through. By Monday afternoon and evening, we're seeing some of that rain getting a little bit lighter, and then finally by Tuesday, the last of the rain showers should be tapering off. So this is going to be a wet setup for us. Here's the rainfall amounts from the Weather Prediction Center the next 7 days. Generally over the metro, about an inch of rain coming, and then in that purple color along the state line, that's an 1.5 inches up to 2 inches of rain possible. So the timeline of that coming in beginning late Sunday through Monday, winding down at some point on Tuesday.